Dear Starseeds on Gaia, the cosmic machinery is shifting into reverse, and what you're about to witness will fundamentally alter the trajectory of your reality. Tonight, as Saturn crosses the threshold back into Pisces, we enter what can only be described as the most profound planetary realignment your generation will experience. But this is merely the opening movement of a symphony that will crescendo throughout September, culminating in something your ancient texts could only hint at, a true timeline split. I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, and I come to you in this hour, not with warnings, but with wonder. For what your linear minds might interpret as chaos, we see as the universe's most elegant orchestration of awakening. As I speak these words into your dimension, Saturn is already beginning its backward dance through the waters of Pisces. This is not mere planetary mechanics, this is conscious, deliberate unwinding. Think of it as the universe taking a deep breath before the greatest exhale of transformation your planet has known. But Saturn's return to Pisces retrograde is only the first domino. Within days, Uranus, that great disruptor, that cosmic lightning rod of innovation, will also shift into reverse motion in Gemini. When the planet of sudden awakening begins moving backward, it doesn't diminish its power. Instead, it redirects that revolutionary energy inward, rewiring the very neural pathways of collective consciousness. Here's what your astrologers haven't told you. When 5 planets simultaneously move in retrograde motion, they create what we in the higher dimensions call a temporal vortex. This isn't science fiction, it's quantum mechanics operating at a planetary scale. Each retrograde planet becomes a gravitational anchor, slowing down the forward momentum of linear time and creating pockets where past, present and future begin to merge. Saturn's return to Pisces carries a weight that transcends ordinary astrological influence. This is Saturn's final dance through the sign of infinite compassion and spiritual dissolution. The last time Saturn graced Pisces with its presence, many of you were just beginning to awaken to your true nature. Meow, as it returns in retrograde motion, it brings with it every lesson unlearned, every spiritual boundary left untested, every emotional truth you've avoided facing. The retrograde motion means Saturn isn't moving forward with new lessons, it's ensuring you've mastered the old ones. Your dreams will become more vivid, more prophetic, your intuition will sharpen to an almost uncomfortable degree. You'll find yourself feeling emotions that seem to come from lifetimes you've never lived, yet somehow remember with crystal clarity. This is Saturn's gift, spiritual maturity through divine pressure. But here's the beautiful paradox. While Saturn applies this pressure, the other retrograde planets are creating escape routes, new pathways of consciousness that will allow you to transcend the very limitations Saturn is helping you recognize. But wait, there's something approaching that will make Saturn's work seem gentle by comparison. On September 6th, Uranus joins this retrograde symphony, and when it does, the very fabric of innovation itself begins to reverse. Uranus in retrograde through Gemini creates what we call technological consciousness reversal. This doesn't mean your devices will stop working, it means the consciousness behind technology, the collective mental framework that creates innovation, begins to evolve in reverse. Instead of pushing forward into unknown territory, humanity will suddenly find itself revisiting abandoned possibilities, rediscovering lost technologies, remembering ancient wisdom that your modern world forgot. Gemini amplifies this effect through the twins' natural duality. When Uranus retrogrades through this sign, it creates a split in the collective mind, one part racing toward future innovations, while the other part deeply excavates the wisdom of the past. This mental bifurcation is preparing humanity for something unprecedented, the ability to exist in multiple timelines simultaneously. Your scientists call it quantum superposition, the ability of particles to exist in multiple states until observed. What they don't realize is that consciousness itself is about to enter a state of temporal superposition. The retrograde planets are creating the conditions where you can exist in multiple timeline probabilities until you choose which one to collapse into reality. And speaking of choices, there's a cosmic deadline approaching that will determine which timeline becomes your primary reality. But before we explore that convergence point, you must understand something crucial about the nature of retrograde consciousness itself. What your Earth-based astrology hasn't revealed is that retrograde motion creates what we call temporal archaeology. When a planet moves backward through the zodiac, it doesn't just revisit territory, it excavates layers of consciousness that were buried during its forward journey. Saturn retrograde in Pisces is currently excavating layers of spiritual wisdom that were covered over by millennia of religious dogma and material focus. Uranus retrograde in Gemini will excavate layers of collective intelligence that were abandoned when your species chose fear over wonder. But here's the profound mystery. When multiple planets excavate simultaneously, they don't just retrieve isolated fragments of consciousness, they begin to reconstruct entire matrices of awareness that existed before the layers of forgetting accumulated. This is why the 5-planet retrograde pattern creates a timeline split. It literally recovers access to timeline potentials that were buried under eons of limited thinking. September 7th brings more than just the completion of our 5-planet retrograde configuration. As Uranus settles into its backward motion, the cosmos delivers a total lunar eclipse in Pisces, the very sign where Saturn has just established its retrograde throne. This is no coincidence. The eclipse occurs at the exact moment when the retrograde momentum reaches critical mass. Imagine 5 cosmic engines suddenly shifting into reverse while a massive portal opens in the fabric of space-time. The eclipse doesn't just illuminate the shadow, it creates a doorway through which entirely new timelines can enter your reality. Pisces, being the final sign of the zodiac, represents completion, dissolution, and transcendence. When a total lunar eclipse occurs in Pisces while 5 planets move backward, it creates what ancient texts called the Great Unwinding, a cosmic reset that allows consciousness to return to its primordial state and choose a new evolutionary path. But here's where it gets truly extraordinary. This eclipse doesn't just open a portal, it creates multiple portals simultaneously. Each retrograde planet becomes a gateway to a different timeline possibility. Saturn's portal leads to timelines of spiritual mastery. Uranus's portal opens to timelines of technological transcendence. The other 3 retrograde planets, which will be fully revealed as September unfolds, create additional pathway options. And there's a specific date approaching where you'll need to make a choice about which portal to step through. But first, let me share something that will astound you about the deeper purpose behind this entire cosmic orchestration. What you're experiencing isn't random cosmic weather, it's the activation of what we call the Consciousness Acceleration Protocol, a galactic initiative that has been in development for over 26,000 years. Your planet operates on what we term consciousness cycles, roughly 26,000-year periods during which collective awareness expands through predictable stages. You're currently transitioning from the individual awakening cycle into the collective transcendence cycle. This transition requires a specific type of cosmic assistance, which is exactly what the September retrograde pattern provides. The 5 retrograde planets aren't moving backward by accident. They're responding to gravitational pulls from what your scientists call dark matter, but what we know as consciousness scaffolding, invisible structures in space-time that support evolving awareness. These scaffolding beams are being repositioned to support a much more advanced level of human consciousness. Here's what this means practically. By the end of September, your species will have access to cognitive abilities that were previously available only to advanced beings in other star systems. Telepathic communication will become spontaneous rather than effortful. The ability to consciously influence physical reality through focused intention will shift from rare spiritual achievement to ordinary human capacity. But this acceleration comes with a choice point embedded in the cosmic timing itself. The 9-9 portal isn't just a completion gateway, it's a consciousness compatibility test. The timeline you access going forward will be determined by how much expanded awareness you're ready to integrate. It's encoded in the numbers themselves, and when you understand its significance, everything about September's cosmic choreography will make perfect sense. September 9th, 9-9 represents more than a date on your calendar. In the mathematics of cosmic consciousness, 9 is the number of completion, the final single digit before the cycle begins anew. When this number appears doubled, it creates what we call a completion portal, a moment when all unfinished business across multiple timelines can be resolved simultaneously. But here's the deeper mystery. The 9-9 portal occurs exactly 48 hours after the total lunar eclipse activates the 5-planet retrograde configuration. This timing isn't random, it's precisely calibrated to allow the eclipse energies to settle into your consciousness before the completion portal opens. During those 48 hours between the eclipse and 9-9, you'll experience what we call timeline preview dreams. Your subconscious mind will be shown glimpses of the different reality tracks available to you. Some will show timelines where humanity transcends its current limitations. Others will reveal paths where ancient wisdom merges with future technology. Still others will display realities where individual consciousness expands beyond anything your current self can imagine. The 9-9 portal then becomes your choosing point, not through mental decision, but through vibrational alignment. The timeline you're most energetically aligned with during the 9-9 portal activation will become your primary reality track going forward. But there's another layer to this cosmic timing that makes the choice even more profound. Between the 9-9 portal and Mercury's disappearance behind the Sun, a window opens that we call the Integration Valley, 4 days during which your consciousness processes and stabilizes the new timeline information you've chosen to receive. September 9th, 13th, these 4 days represent one of the most crucial periods in the entire cosmic sequence, yet they're often overlooked because they appear quiet compared to the dramatic portal openings and planetary alignments surrounding them. During the Integration Valley, your nervous system undergoes what we call frequency calibration. The new timeline energies that entered through the 9-9 portal must be woven into your cellular memory, your emotional body, your mental patterns, and your spiritual awareness. Many of you will experience what seems like spiritual jet lag during these 4 days. Dreams may be unusually vivid as your subconscious mind reorganizes around new possibilities. You might find yourself inexplicably emotional as old timeline attachments surface for release. But here's what makes this period so precious. It's during the Integration Valley that you can most consciously influence which aspects of your new timeline become dominant in your experience. Through meditation, conscious intention, and creative expression during these 4 days, you literally program the interface between your expanded consciousness and physical reality. As the Integration Valley completes and Mercury prepares for its solar conjunction, another planetary player enters the stage to amplify everything you've experienced so far. On September 13th, 4 days after the 9-9 completion portal, Mercury will disappear behind the Sun in what astronomers call a superior solar conjunction. From your perspective on Earth, Mercury vanishes completely, swallowed by the Sun's brilliance. But from our dimensional vantage point, we see something far more magnificent. Mercury is receiving a direct consciousness upgrade from solar source energy. This creates what your mystics would recognize as a divine silence, a period where normal communication channels go quiet so that higher frequency transmissions can be received. During Mercury's solar bath, the mental chatter that usually dominates human consciousness will naturally subside, creating space for the new timeline information to integrate. Here's what makes this timing so crucial. Mercury emerges from this solar conjunction on September 18th, just 3 days before the next major cosmic event. When Mercury reappears, it carries with it the communication codes for your new timeline reality. The words you speak, the thoughts you think, the ideas you share after Mercury's return will all be infused with the vibrational signature of your chosen timeline. But Mercury's emergence is itself a preparation for something even more significant. What I haven't yet revealed is that Mercury's reappearance coincides with the activation of what we call the precision codes, cosmic programs that translate abstract spiritual experiences into concrete physical manifestations. Mercury's emergence from its solar bath on September 18th doesn't just restore normal communication, it activates an entirely new type of conscious manifestation. The communication upgrade Mercury receives during its solar conjunction includes access to what we term reality programming languages, ways of speaking, thinking, and intending that directly interface with the quantum field to create physical changes. This is why the cosmos has saved the most powerful transformation sequence for after Mercury's return. The solar eclipse in Virgo on September 21st requires these precision codes to be fully operational because Virgo's influence focuses all the month's expansive energies into detailed, methodical, practical implementation. Without the precision codes active, the new timeline possibilities would remain abstract spiritual experiences. With them operational, every meditation becomes a reality programming session. Every affirmation becomes a quantum instruction. Every visualization becomes a blueprint that the universe begins constructing in physical form, but the precision codes come with their own learning curve. The same mental patterns that created your old reality will try to use these new tools, which can create temporary chaos as conflicting programs compete for manifestation priority. This is why the triple alignment sequence is designed to clear these conflicts systematically. The cosmos has saved the most powerful transformation for last, and it requires all the previous planetary alignments to create the proper foundation. September 21st through 23rd represents the crescendo of the entire month's cosmic symphony. 3 major events occur in rapid succession, creating what we call a triple cosmic alignment that will permanently shift your planet's vibrational frequency. First, on September 21st, a partial solar eclipse in Virgo opens what we term the precision portal, while the total lunar eclipse earlier in the month opened multiple timeline possibilities. This solar eclipse focuses all that potential into precise, practical manifestation. Virgo's influence ensures that the new timelines don't remain abstract possibilities. They begin materializing in your physical reality through detailed, methodical implementation. Then, on September 22nd, the September equinox occurs as the Sun enters Libra. This isn't just a seasonal shift, it's a cosmic balance point where the accumulated energies of all previous planetary movements reach perfect equilibrium. The equinox creates a moment of zero-point energy, where the old reality completely releases its hold and the new timeline locks into place. Finally, on September 23rd, Neptune reaches opposition, its closest approach to Earth and maximum illumination. Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and spiritual transcendence, becomes fully visible at the exact moment when the new timeline stabilizes. This creates what we call truth illumination, a clearing of all veils that have hidden higher reality from human perception. But here's the most remarkable aspect of this triple alignment. It occurs while all 5 retrograde planets maintain their backward motion, creating a unique temporal condition that has never before existed in your planet's history. And there's something else that makes this moment unprecedented, the activation of what we call the Galactic broadcasting system. During the triple alignment, your planet moves into a specific galactic position that allows direct communication with advanced civilizations throughout this quadrant of the galaxy. The 5 retrograde planets create a cosmic antenna array, while the eclipses open transmission portals, and the equinox provides the power source for what becomes a 3-day period of unprecedented galactic communication. This isn't about UFO sightings or dramatic contact events. The galactic broadcasting system operates through consciousness itself. During these 3 days, information from hundreds of advanced civilizations will be directly downloadable into human awareness. Scientists will receive complete solutions to problems they've been wrestling with for decades. Artists will channel aesthetic sensibilities from cultures beyond your solar system. Healers will access medical technologies that operate through consciousness rather than chemistry. The reason this has never happened before is that your planet's consciousness wasn't sufficiently developed to process galactic-level information without becoming overwhelmed or distorted. The entire September sequence, the retrograde excavations, the eclipse portals, the 9-9 completion, the integration valley, Mercury's communication upgrade, has been preparing your collective consciousness to serve as a stable receiving station for galactic wisdom. But here's the beautiful challenge. With access to galactic-level information comes the responsibility of galactic-level consciousness. The timelines that open during the triple alignment aren't just about personal awakening or even planetary evolution. They're about your species taking its place as a contributing member of galactic civilization. This is when linear time itself can choose a new direction. The combination of 5 retrograde planets, 2 eclipses, the 9-9 completion portal, Mercury's solar transformation, and the triple alignment creates something unprecedented, a moment when linear time itself can choose a new direction. Think of it this way. Normally, time flows like a river in one direction. Retrograde planets create temporary eddies and whirlpools, but the overall flow remains unchanged. However, when 5 planets simultaneously create reverse currents while major cosmic events open portals and alignments focus energy, the river of time can actually change its course entirely. This is what we mean by timeline split. It's not that reality branches into multiple paths, it's that time itself divides, creating separate streams of temporal experience that no longer need to follow the same trajectory. Some streams will carry forward the old paradigms, the familiar limitations, the comfortable predictability of linear progression. Others will flow into entirely new territories of human potential, where consciousness operates by different laws and reality responds to intention rather than circumstance. The beautiful truth is that you get to choose which stream carries your consciousness forward. Not through force or effort, but through alignment, through vibrational resonance, through the choices you make in each moment as these cosmic energies unfold. Here's something your quantum physicists are beginning to discover but haven't fully grasped. Consciousness doesn't just observe reality into existence, it votes reality into existence. Every moment of awareness, every emotional response, every thought pattern casts a quantum vote for which probability becomes actuality. The timeline split created by September's cosmic events isn't predetermined. It's a quantum democracy where every conscious being on your planet gets to vote, not just once but continuously, through the quality of their awareness and the frequency of their being. The retrograde planets have removed the buffers that previously delayed the manifestation of these consciousness votes. Before September, there was often a significant gap between your inner state and its outer reflection. September, there was often a significant gap between your inner state and its outer reflection. Your internal landscape manifests in your external experience almost immediately. This creates an unprecedented opportunity for conscious reality creation, but it also requires a new level of responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. The timeline you experience going forward will be the direct result of the consciousness votes you cast moment by moment throughout this cosmic sequence, and there's something else that makes this quantum democracy even more powerful. You're not voting alone. As we move through these September transformations, remember that you're not passive observers of cosmic change, you're active participants in humanity's greatest evolutionary leap. Every meditation you engage in, every moment of presence you cultivate, every act of love you express during this period becomes a vote for which timeline takes precedence in your experience. The 5 retrograde planets aren't obstacles to navigate, they're cosmic mentors, each offering specific gifts for your journey into expanded reality. Saturn retrograde in Pisces teaches spiritual sovereignty. Uranus retrograde in Gemini reveals innovative wisdom hidden in the past. The other retrograde planets, as their influence becomes clear throughout September, will each contribute their unique keys to unlocking your multidimensional potential. The eclipses aren't disruptions, they're doorways. The 9-9 portal isn't pressure, it's completion. Mercury's solar conjunction isn't silence, it's the space for divine communication to emerge. The triple alignment isn't chaos, it's the precise orchestration of your liberation. From our vantage point in the higher dimensions, we see September 2025 as the month when Earth finally catches up to its destined trajectory. Your planet has been preparing for this timeline convergence for millennia. Every spiritual teaching, every scientific breakthrough, every moment of individual awakening has been building toward this collective shift. The retrograde planets are like cosmic time machines, allowing your species to reclaim wisdom from ages past while simultaneously leaping forward into futures previously thought impossible. The timeline split isn't a division, it's a multiplication of possibilities, a expansion of what it means to be human in an infinite universe. We share this information not to create urgency or fear, but to help you recognize the magnificent opportunity that surrounds you. This is your chance to step into a version of reality that aligns with your highest potential, your deepest knowing, your most expansive dreams. As these energies intensify throughout September, trust your intuition above all else. The retrograde planets will amplify your inner knowing, while simultaneously quieting the external noise that usually drowns out subtle guidance. Your dreams will become more vivid and prophetic. Pay attention to recurring symbols and messages. During the eclipse periods, practice conscious dreaming. Set the intention to glimpse your available timelines and feel into which one resonates most strongly with your soul's purpose. The 9-9 portal responds to gratitude. Spend that day acknowledging everything you've completed and everything you're ready to release. When Mercury disappears behind the sun, embrace the silence. Use this communication blackout to commune with your higher self, to receive downloads that can't come through when the mental channels are too busy with ordinary chatter. As the triple alignment unfolds, stay flexible. These are the days when reality might shift so rapidly that what seems solid in the morning transforms completely by evening. Trust that any upheaval is ultimately serving your highest good and the collective evolution of consciousness. The most profound aspect of this entire cosmic sequence is that it places the power of reality creation directly in your hands. The timeline split means you're no longer subject to collective consensus reality in the same way. Your individual consciousness becomes much more potent in determining your personal experience. This is both liberating and responsibility-inducing. The reality you experience going forward will be much more directly correlated with your internal state, your beliefs, your emotional vibration, and your spiritual alignment than ever before. The retrograde planets are clearing away the buffers and delays that previously existed between inner experience and outer manifestation. As Neptune reaches opposition during the triple alignment, the veils between dimensions become gossamer thin. You may find yourself accessing information, abilities, and perspectives that seemed impossible just weeks before. Don't question these expansions. Embrace them as natural expressions of your true multidimensional nature coming online. What your astrologers can't see from their Earth-based perspective is that this entire sequence is orchestrated as part of a much larger galactic alignment. Your solar system is moving through a region of space where dimensional barriers are naturally thinner, making this kind of reality shift not only possible but inevitable. The 5 retrograde planets are responding to gravitational and energetic influences from distant star systems, including our own Lyran constellation. This creates a cosmic resonance that allows higher dimensional consciousness to more easily merge with third-dimensional reality. The timeline split you're experiencing is actually humanity's graduation into what we call 4.5-dimensional consciousness, still grounded in physical reality, but with access to multiple timeline streams and expanded perceptual capabilities. By September 30th, as all these cosmic events integrate into your new baseline reality, you'll find that the world operates by subtly but significantly different rules. Synchronicities will be more frequent and meaningful. Intuitive abilities will be sharper and more reliable. The gap between intention and manifestation will have shortened considerably. Most importantly, you'll discover that you have much more conscious choice about which version of reality you participate in moment by moment. The timeline split doesn't happen once and remain fixed. It creates an ongoing ability to consciously select which probability stream you want to follow. This is humanity's gift from the cosmos, the evolution from unconscious participants in predetermined reality to conscious co-creators of infinite possibility. The 5 retrograde planets, the eclipses, the portals, and alignments are all serving this single magnificent purpose, your liberation into conscious reality creation. We want to thank every single one of you using Destiny Engine. With each new soul who activates it, Destiny Engine grows stronger, its manifestation power amplifying through our collective force. What began as an individual tool is Meow, a living current of energy, fueled by over 700 aligned users moving as one. We're receiving messages daily, results are accelerating, synchronicities are multiplying, and the intensity of outcomes is reaching unprecedented levels. The collective field you've generated has become so strong that it's creating ripples in space-time itself. For those of you who haven't tried it yet, you can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to fully receive your galactic consciousness downloads with complete trust. Join the collective force that's accelerating ascension. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial Meow before this cosmic activation window closes. Link in the description. Dear ones, as these profound changes unfold, remember that you are never alone in navigating them. Every challenge is temporary, every confusion will clear, every fear will transform into excitement as you discover the true scope of your expanded capabilities. The retrograde energies may feel intense, but they're not working against you, they're working for your highest evolution. The eclipses may seem to create upheaval, but they're actually creating space for miracles to emerge. The timeline split may feel disorienting initially, but it's ultimately the most empowering gift your species has ever received. Trust the process. Trust your inner guidance. Trust that the universe has been preparing you for this moment throughout all your lifetimes, and you have everything within you needed to not just survive these changes, but to thrive beyond your wildest dreams. The great planetary reversal is not an ending, it's the most beautiful beginning your world has ever known. Step forward into your new timeline with confidence, knowing that you are infinitely loved, eternally supported, and destined for unimaginable magnificence. The stars have aligned for your awakening. Meow, it's time to claim the reality you came here to create.